Thank you, guys. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here. Backstory before I jump in. So my father came here as an immigrant from Argentina. He landed in Miami and worked from the age of 18 to still today as a mechanic in an automotive industry. He took the skills that he had and he just applied them to make money. And I saw a huge disparity growing up in Miami myself with underprivileged communities not having the same access to opportunity that white Americans or even people that look like white like me, even though I'm half Latino, that we have more access to opportunity. So I set a mission in my heart and my mind to help underprivileged communities, and that's why I do what I do today. My mom brought me to Christ at a very young age, and when I was 21, she attempted suicide, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And that thrust me into a position of caretaking, and I became passionate about social impact, and I was like, I'm not going to worry about what car I'm going to buy next when there's people that are struggling homeless on the streets every day. And so immediately I started a nonprofit with my mom, or with my wife, in kind of like a way to respect my mom. She was still struggling at halfway houses. But I knew that business was meant to be more about solving problems that are big in society, and we have the potential to do that. All of you guys have personal traumas and stories that relate to the business that you're trying to create today. And so I want that to be the focus as we go through together. And I'm personally committed to each and every one of you's success and seeing you guys through to the end. So if you have any questions as we go along in this, please feel free to reach out. I'm all over social media, and you can find our podcast online and all of that jazz. So anyway, let's go through this. Is there a clicker? No? Okay. So we're talking today about the lean canvas, and I want to just walk you through these terms because I think a lot of people get bogged down in the details of a business plan. People always say you need a business plan, and I always say it starts at the business model stage. So I want to show you how these relate to each other. If I may get on the whiteboard over here. So we have a business plan, and everybody says you need this. You need this for several reasons, but what makes up the components of the business plan is actually the business model. And I've been studying the last 10, 15 years, what does a business model actually look like? And you can Google this and you'll find all of these different resources. So in the late 90s, the business model canvas came out, and you may see that through this Thrive program, but it's very convoluted and it doesn't help you to understand how your business is solving a problem. So that's where the lean canvas came out, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So I want you to think through this process of lean canvas, then business model canvas, then business model, then business plan, because that'll help you to encapsulate all of the principles that I'm going to teach you. So the first thing that we're going to discuss is what is the problem you are solving for your customer? And I want this to be a little bit interactive because I want to hear from you guys what your problems are that you're trying to solve, and then I'm going to tell you how to think through these. So can anybody raise their hand and tell me what problem you're solving for your customer? Go ahead.
People that hate their jobs or are unemployed.
Okay.
People looking for a not boring dining experience.
Okay. Now, I worked with this company before, Sweet Syrup, and they were selling elderberry syrup. And I said, if we're trying to improve conversion rates on your website, what is the problem that your customer thinks they have? And they said, I need elderberry syrup. And I said, no, they don't realize they need elderberry syrup. They don't know they have a problem at that level of self-awareness. So as business owners, we're trying to solve a problem, but we're coming in from an expert perspective, compared to the customer. So you need to put yourself in your customer's shoes and empathetically phrase the problem. So can I get somebody else to go ahead?
I'm stressed out, but I don't know it.
Exactly. So when you phrase the problem in the first person, you're really framing the problem so that you can help deliver the solution in a way that they understand. Okay?
I didn't hear what you said. Yeah.
Sure. So when you frame the problem in the first person, you're delivering you're getting in their shoes and understanding how your service is going to complement that problem. so you know that you're framing the solution in the right way. And we're gonna cover that a few times over. Yeah. Sorry. I got it now. Okay, so anybody else want to frame their problem? Go ahead.
I can't connect to my customers.
I can't connect to my customers. Okay, great. So in our example business, have you guys heard about this example business yet? The lemonade stand? First time. Okay, so we're going to be going over a lemonade stand and what their problems are, so you can kind of relate your problems and ask questions a little bit more directly. So the problem of the lemonade stand's customer is my client is hot and thirsty when they are away from home. Right? Can anybody think of any other type of problem that the lemonade stand customer might have?
I have a question not related to that.
Sure.
I didn't take out the other 61 page, so which one are we supposed to be looking at?
It's the one I gave you today.
Yeah.
So take out the other
Is it the building blocks or the... I don't think it's the venue, though. No, I haven't. It's okay. It should be just like that or...
lean model principles and not lean model canvas.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
So what is another problem in the first person of a customer that would typically go to a lemonade stand?
They're thirsty.
Yeah, that's up there.
Is that outside? No.
It's hot. Yeah, it's hot. I'm hot. Go ahead.
Oh, gee, I really wish I had something sour to drink.
Sure. Yeah. Who shops at lemonade stands, like besides grown adults? Parents, right? Of kids, right? So the kid has a problem that the parent is trying to solve, right? So my kid is thirsty and they want a lemonade drink, whatever. So now we look at who the customer is. Once you've identified your problem thoroughly, then you're trying to figure out who has this problem. And what I've done this lean canvas hundreds of times with many different business owners. So what I've realized is the secret to solving this business model or this lean canvas is actually jumping from quadrant to quadrant. So you might think of additional problems for your business, and then you'll think of additional customers, and then you'll think of additional solutions. And you keep going in circles until you have a concrete business model. One of my favorite examples is Uber or Lyft, because they actually serve two customers. Who are the two customers?
The person riding
Yeah?
and the driver.
Right. And how do they solve their problems? There are different problems and different solutions.
I need to be somewhere and I need to make money.
Exactly. And so they've created an ecosystem revenue model, which means it's self-serving, it's self-sustaining. And if you can create something like this for your business, it rapidly grows. Your business plan will be much more attractive to potential investors and banks and all of that. Okay? So tell me some of who your customers are.
Mine to be a busy professional.
Busy professional. And what was your customer's problem again?
I'm stressed out and I don't know it.
Okay, great. What about you in the back?
My customer?
Yeah.
Corporations, companies.
Corporations. Okay. And what's your problem? What's their problem again?
Hard to, or can't connect to their customers.
Can't connect to your customers. So I can't connect to my customers. Okay, great. Anybody else? Guys got to participate.
People with trauma.
Trauma. Okay.
And the problem is feeling stuck in their life.
Phrase it in the first person.
I feel stuck and can't move forward.
Got it. Great. So as we're going through this, especially if you didn't voice your problem and customer, write down that first person and that customer. I like to do this like, number one, my customer is a business owner. Number two, number one problem, this is their problem. So every problem has a customer and every customer has a solution. Mm-hmm. To be honest, I didn't even look at these slides in advance. And it's as parents of young children. Sorry.
I assumed you would look at the I was
Like I said, I've done this 100 times. So it's common sense when you can build a sustainable business model, how you solve a problem for your customer. And at the bottom of your worksheet there, you'll see revenue model and cost structure. These are down below because people think, oh, I need to get into a business to make a profit. No, you get into a business to solve a problem, and then we figure out how to monetize that and make you a profit. So let's go through again. How does your business solve your customer's problem? Okay, so phrase that now in the we statement of what you actually do to solve the customer's problem.
We provide relaxation and release pain.
Exactly, right? Anybody else?
We guide you through self-awareness. Kind of working.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
I will put you back in control of your own career.
Got it.
I'll give you peace of mind and free up your time.
Nice. So the people that are saying you're creating a business that is a solopreneur business.
Yes.
Correct.
So just have perspective about that.
So we
Yeah. Be as big as you want to grow to. Because I started saying we way before I had a team. What about you, ma'am?
Sure. We provide beautiful florals for your big day.
Nice. I love that. Go ahead.
I'm still confused, I guess.
Sure.
I need to catch up with everyone.
If you are confused, that's great. Bring those problems to the front. So tell me what you're confused about.
So the problem, I guess it's not like, in my mind, problem for my business is that someone might say, I can't find anywhere for a special dinner in town. So then who is my customer? It's like anyone who wants to go out and eat.
Sure.
Like, am I looking, I guess the customer part, am I looking for a targeted audience group of people? Like, I'm looking for young professionals, small families. Like, is that what I'm looking for?
Yeah, so you want to drive down the demographic.
Okay.
The majority of the people that I've consulted with, they're like, oh, I'm going to serve everybody.
Yep.
And that is you're casting a very wide net, so you may get a few fish,
Right.
but it's very hard to make a structured business from that.
Right.
So typically at this stage, you may not have enough data or analytics to know what that demographic is, but maybe you could make some educated guesses based on observations.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Anybody else?
So I don't really know how to say
That's okay.
So
We're here to help you.
My problem is, one of my problems I wrote down.
Their problem.
Their
Yeah.
problem, thank you, is I don't have enough time to do XYZ beauty routine, whether it
Okay.
be their eyelashes, their eyebrows,
Perfect.
makeup, whatever. So I said my customer is going to be like maybe a busy mom who doesn't have time in the morning, or somebody has to be up early, those kinds of things.
Perfect.
So my solution, we provide a service to help you with that to be efficient
Yeah.
in those spaces.
So I can tell that you're probably having difficulty structuring your service or your sales process because you can't frame that solution. So the way that you fill this out tells me where your problem is in your business model. Mm-hmm. And so it's good that you know you're struggling in that service area. So you might look at what the competitors are doing to see that. So who are the competitors in the industry? And if you go to their websites, how are they framing the solution?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then you go back to your problem and you say, am I solving the same problem as them? Am I serving the same customer as them?
Yeah.
Do I have the same solution?
Okay.
You go ahead.
What if you don't have a competitor? I'm just asking.
Sure, it's a very common statement from people that I consult with, and then I help them find the competitors.
Because I get that a lot too. Because and I say, well, who's your competitor? I'm so great and I'm so unique.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you ain't got no business.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is such a thing as not having a competitor. It's called being a category creator. And people that have invented new categories, like the ride share of Uber and Lyft, Like they broke through the taxi industry. So at the beginning, Uber had no competitor, and then Lyft came up right up behind them. Elnetta, I haven't heard from you yet.
What do you want to know?
I want to know what's their problem, who's your customer, and what are their solutions.
We go with cleaning. Their houses are dirty, and they're having mental health issues, and they really don't want to clean them.
Okay. Frame that in the first person.
They have a problem.
So my house is dirty. I've got a million things going on, and I just can't focus on one more thing in my life. Yeah.
And then, who is my customer?
Have you cleaned anybody's houses before this?
Oh, yeah, I have plenty of them, but my customer are people that refer to me, which
Great.
I call elite customers. I just won't take any random person off the street. You have to know someone that knows someone to get my services.
That's a great customer referral program that you got there. Yeah. But now you have demographics of people who you've been serving to put down there. So when we get into the customer segment of like, who's your customer, we want to look at if we've been doing this as a side hustle for a little while. Like we already have an idea of who our customers may be, and then we have an ideal customer of who we want to serve, right? I have big businesses that I've worked with, and I've had people that have had no money to pay me, and I'd much prefer to work with the people that have had no money to pay me because it's much more fulfilling for me. But I need to use their money to serve this community, you know? So if you have different customer segments, now's the time to kind of divide and understand how you're solving each customer differently. Got it? So if we look at the competitors of a lemonade stand, it's people selling drinks at the same location that we are, and people bringing their own drinks to them for them to events, right? Anybody else have any questions on the competitor stage? Go for it.
Is competitor like specific companies or just like the idea? Like
Yeah. So the way that we phrase this question here is, who else is solving the same problem as you? And who is your competitor and what are their key traits or their traits? So what I look for sometimes is like, who inspires me? You know, they may not have the same business model as me, but I really like their website, you know, and I would want to emulate their website. So sometimes I put competitors in this category. This is just a brainstorming section to get to the business plan, right? But we've got to start ideating somewhere, and this helps us to see things as a whole. Anybody else? Okay. Feel free to just jump in with questions. So this is one of my favorite questions. So what is your unfair advantage over the competitors that you defined here?
Money.
So, yeah, who said money?
Money.
Yeah, so what do you mean by that?
Well, right now, I know that I need to learn more about grants and funding and loans and things that I have access to.
Yeah.
So on this side, I'm not there yet. And
Okay.
other people who are in the fine dining sector, they own 2 or 3 restaurants already.
Yeah.
They kind of run that business and are making money with that already.
Sure.
It's like the experience and the money.
Okay, so with money, like what I don't understand is like how that's different from the competitors. Like, are you saying that my prices are lower or what?
Oh no, they have money and I don't have money.
Got it. So unfair advantage is like why I would choose your business.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alnetta, did you have something?
Well, you said unfair advantage.
Yeah.
Is that I have adaptability.
Yeah.
That I can give to my clients, and then also the fact that my connections, when they're dealing with other things besides why they don't want to clean, I'm able to connect them with those resources.
Okay. Alnetta, I say this with so much love. I have that same unfair advantage. I have a cleaning company and I do the same thing. I'm adaptable. I've got a team of 20 that can...
But does your cleaning company, when you need help, and like basically, you know, a cleaning company and they need an emergency ride to the hospital or to pick up their family from an airport or something, do they offer those services?
Okay, no, they don't.
Thank you.
Right.
So once you're in and you're within my cleaning company now, we offer a membership for personal assistance.
Yeah.
So where we are more than just your cleaning company, we're now your family.
I love that. Yeah. So what we do is we drive out the unfair advantage by challenging ourselves against the competition. If you say my price is lower than the competition, well, then they'll go lower. Yeah. So like you can't compete on price most of the time. there are some exceptions.
Can I call out something from what we talked about earlier? All of your strengths are your unfair advantage. That's what makes you uniquely you as a business owner. And that will make you different from other cleaning companies because of who you are.
Yes, so that's a super important point. If you know, like I know the trauma that I went through, right? It helps me to drive a stronger impact, a stronger unfair advantage because I'm committed to social impact. So I'm the only consultant that I know of with a pay what you can model for initial consultations. And I've seen a tremendous amount of conversions because of that model. And I've been studying like business models for like 10 to 15 years. So like understanding like how people think and what are the barriers to entry allows me to build that model in, and it's very tied to who I am and my heart. So give me another unfair advantage.
So I can give an example. So I've spoke with other hypnotherapists that don't do the spiritual aspect. So they'll refer to me because they're not into that.
Sure.
And I'm not afraid of it. And so I'm like, let's do it, let's explore it. Whereas they might just do smoking cessation or, something like that.
Can anybody challenge her unfair advantage?
Yeah, if they did that. If they were spiritual.
Yeah, if they offered that. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else have an unfair advantage?
I don't. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ashley.
So we have an event center and we have access to a lot of open space, so like trails and things like that.
And are you local to Colorado Springs?
Yes. And we're close to downtown, so we have access to nature and also just off the highway.
Got it. Yeah, so location, and there's scarcity of space in Colorado Springs, so that could be an unfair advantage. Yeah. What about you, Dominique?
I'm still working through this, so you guys can help me.
Sure.
I'm just comparing myself to the other coaches I know, like in my circle. But I guess the trauma that I've been through allows me to speak to a vast amount of people who have been in the same sort of traumatic areas and know exactly where they're coming from because it's something I dealt with myself.
Exactly. Relatability.
Yes.
Right.
So something else I was thinking about too, like belonging to associations that maybe might be specific. So I belong to a medical and a dental hypnosis association, whereas other hypnotherapists may not. So then I can say, hey, I have this training, this certification.
Yes.
That's a little bit more specific.
Yep.
I just want to piggyback on that. That's huge because in my life, know people who are spiritual practitioners just because they said they were.
Yeah.
But they don't have certifications or other programs that they've been to that back that up.
Training.
Right.
Yeah.
I hope you write that down.
Oh.
This is the way that we need to work throughout the entire course and the cohort, like bouncing ideas off each other. That strengthens the business model and it proves it's viable. Okay? So next up is unfair advantage on the lemonade stand. Our drinks taste better and are more refreshing. Like taste, Coke to Pepsi. Coke has been dominating in that industry for such a long time. Speaking from a money perspective only. And then they say we can travel to our clients. So we have a mobile lemonade stand here. So this is a really cool recipe for a marketing strategy or a go-to-market strategy if you've never created a business before. So go-to-market strategy is how you're going to bring your, and I know that other people are going to cover this, but this foundation will help you to understand how to formulate that. So if we talk about who our customers are, we need to drive a little bit deeper into the demographics and then figure out which ponds to fish in. So what are the channels that your customers are living in? If we talk about social media, which social media platforms? Can anybody give me some channels?
Facebook.
Okay, so who are your customers and why those social media channels? Go ahead.
Okay, so my customers would be either folks who are unemployed or people who are like, man, I really hate my job and I wish I could quit.
Okay.
So really the best channel for me is LinkedIn.
Okay. So I would challenge you to what type of people that are unemployed?
like entry, low-level new graduates, not like top executive people. I'm not really interested in
right.
folks because they're a little self-centered.
So, sure. So I don't accept employee applications unless they have a LinkedIn. I don't even take resumes. But that tells me what the caliber of employee is very quickly. Right. So I would challenge you to see if those customers are actually living in LinkedIn, because I doubt they have a LinkedIn.
That's a good point. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have the same LinkedIn for busy professionals, but I don't even use it myself. I'm just thinking that's where they're at.
Sure, that's a solid statement. That means you need to create a LinkedIn for your business, a LinkedIn company page, and start sourcing talent from there. Go ahead.
My channels would be doctor's offices, VA clinics, places that there's like a lot of athletes, so races, different kind of events like that.
Okay, tell me who your customers are.
My customers are, well, people in pain, but also I like to do VA. So that's why I say like VA or racers. I like athletic people, just because they know what they want, they know what they're coming for, they're easy to make a plan for.
Yeah. And what is your solution again?
My solution is for relaxation and decrease pain.
Okay. How are you doing that?
By massage.
Okay, massage. Okay.
I got a challenge.
Thank you. I was going to ask for that.
I got one for you. The rec leagues in some the semi-pro area, games around town, pickleballers, that could be a target audience for you. I don't know what the big deal is about it. These guys, these dads who play football and stuff on the weekend, and they have a whole league. And they get all excited. We'll go back on the street with me. I'm like, you're home. He's like, yeah. I'm going to run on the volleyball court, so play. Just the weekend warriors, those who may have that disposable income, so
yeah.
Spend on your.
Great challenge. Yeah. Anybody else? We need to know who the channels are, what the channels are, and then once we know that, we drive the unfair advantage through the channel. Because now we're being vocal about how we differentiate. And then to challenge you on that other point, then we don't have any competition. If our unfair advantage is so strong, we're in a different market.
Right.
So there's a great book I recommend reading called The Blue Ocean Strategy. So the way to summarize this book is there's red oceans and blue oceans. Red oceans are where the sharks are eating all the fish, and that's already a tapped market. A blue ocean, when you have a really unique unfair advantage, is untapped, wide open. And if you can make your unfair advantage so different from the competitors that you listed, then you've got a blue ocean. And there's lots of people that have demonstrable results that have built a go-to-market strategy in a blue ocean. I'll tell you a new one that I just saw. This kid I saw on TikTok. I haven't seen his product anywhere else, but I've seen him on TikTok, which is an amazing platform for virality. Mm-hmm. And he created these glasses. It sounds to me like he has a lisp, so I think that this solution came from a problem that he's experienced. And he built these glasses that have transcriptions of what the other person is saying live on the glass.
Wow.
It's a new technology. That's creating a category.
Wow.
All right. So his channel is TikTok because of its virality. And he's making waves there because it's truly crowdsourced information. Who has a TikTok? Everybody that doesn't have one that is not in the government, get one. I don't work for TikTok. So the channels for the lemonade stand say event catering, foot traffic at parks, and festivals. Social media is such a huge thing in our society nowadays, so let's come up with another channel that the lemonade stand could be in that's on social media. So Facebook is a great one. Yeah. Instagram is a great one.
TikTok is showing you how to make them look.
Yeah. YouTube, yes. Yeah. Go ahead.
I didn't add it to this because I thought about it later, but the Facebook groups that are specific to like food trucks.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a food truck app that shows you your live location. Yeah.
What is that?
I would search the app store for food trucks and the ones that are on there. Yeah. So I went to Germany one time and I had Turkish döner, which is amazing. And I've never seen it in Colorado or where I'm from in North Carolina or Florida. And I found this food truck and I was like, "Are you on this app?" And he was like, "No, I haven't heard of that app." So like, had he been on that app, I would have found him at some point. You know.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about WTF?
No.
Where's the food truck?
Oh, yeah, maybe that's the app, yes. Yeah. I don't know which apps there are now at the food trucks. There might be more than one.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay.
I'll be downloading that.
Yeah. All right, so a channel that I don't think anybody mentioned is if I were to look at parents of young children, I might drive that demographic to say, like, more mothers are going to purchase it than fathers. And so I would start catering to the mothers and say, well, there's probably more stay-at-home moms on Pinterest. And so I might create, like, different lemonade recipes and put them on Pinterest. So we're going to take the next 15 minutes making sure that everybody in the room has a clear problem, customer, and solution. And on Tuesday, we're going to make sure that you guys turn that in. So if you're stuck at any point, now's the best time to get clarity on those answers because you need to turn that in on Tuesday. So the problem, customer, solution is 1 to 1 to 1. Every customer should have a problem and a solution. And you can have more than one customer and more than one problem or solution per customer.
Do you think that I need to niche down busy professionals more?
Have you served these people in that capacity yet?
I haven't really served anybody in
Okay.
capacity.
That's okay. So you might look at your competitors to help you drive down the niche.
Okay.
Niche or niche? I never know.
Yeah.
My copywriter corrects me and I'm like, it doesn't matter.
Well, I guess the people I'm helping now are busy moms. Sorry.
Got it. Go ahead.
For channels, I was just remembering there was an app. I don't know if it's still in use, but it was to help with tourism in Colorado Springs.
Okay.
I don't know what it's called, but would that be a channel?
Yes, that would be a channel.
Okay.
Yeah. That's great.
I think my customer in my brain can be anyone, right? So like,
sure.
One of my problems, I don't like my skin. So like anyone who doesn't
yes.
like their skin.
Okay.
Like I have like a teen male with acne, and then I have like a 70-year-old.
You just defined two different demographics.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's how far range, and I've got things in the middle.
That's great. But as you're ideating that, you want to start listing out like teen male. This is his problem. This is my solution.
Okay.
You know.
Be that.
Yeah. Keep extrapolating.
Okay.
Because once we get to your list of a dozen different types of customer segments, I'm going to say, okay, which one is going to make you the most money?
Okay. Okay. That helps.
So we're going to touch just briefly on the revenue, especially since she provided me a perfect segue for that. So what are you selling that solves this problem? So now let's look at the teen with acne.
Yeah.
Like what is your solution for him?
Facial services, and then potentially home care products.
Okay.
Depending on his level of being overwhelmed, because I want to focus on not forcing things on people that they can't handle.
So to me, it sounds like you have several different services.
Yeah.
How are you making money off of that? So you've mentioned products, right?
Yeah, the service itself.
The service itself.
So they're pretty much the
So how are you charging for that service? You said you're... are you charging by the hour? Is it a fixed rate?
Yeah, so like for a 60-minute facial right now, it's $60.
Got it.
Versus 90 minutes would be $80.
So you have his problem, you know who it is, how you're solving it, and then you say $60 for a session.
Okay.
And then you continue to follow that line to drive the solution into money.
Okay.
Anybody else?
So I do like an event planning type of business.
Okay.
So everything is kind of like all over the place.
Yeah.
So I offer like a 360 booth, then I also do decorations that are custom.
Okay.
So it's like, I don't know how to.
Let's go from the start. What is the problem that they have?
They need help planning a party.
I need help planning my party. Right. Who is that?
It could be parents. Mostly it's parents, because right now I'm focusing more so on kid parties, but I want to bring.
Okay. Great.
I'll just say parents for now.
Okay. And how do you solve their problem?
I put by providing.
Is it an I or a we business?
A we.
Okay. So we provide.
We provide entertainment and tailored decorations to fit your wildest dreams. That's what I put.
Okay. Great. So is it their wildest dreams or is it their kids' wildest dreams?
Their kids.
Right.
Yeah, their kids.
So you need to change the we and add kids. So have you seen any other party planners that are doing that for kids? Is it specific to Colorado Springs?
I mean, I've seen other. I don't know about Colorado Springs. I just got here.
Okay.
But I've seen other people do it.
Yeah.
But I want to make it more affordable.
Okay.
Than most places do.
Okay. So that can't be your unfair advantage. Remember. But I would define the competitors that you've seen in the past and try to find existing competitors that are in Colorado Springs.
So that's easy, like Chuck E. Cheese.
Sure.
Adventure Park.
Yeah.
They have birthday parties.
Oh yeah, like bowling alleys.
Yeah. Same. I didn't even think about that. It's so helpful when you guys jump in. Like, we need to brainstorm as a group, because now you have 20 people creating one person's business model times 20.
Do you provide the event space, or do you bring it to the homes?
So right now at their homes, but eventually it will be there.
Or even partnering with event spaces.
Yes, that too, because that could be your unfair advantage. Like, then you get like a private party. Like, if I'm at Chuck E. Cheese, my kids party, and with everybody else who's at Chuck E. Cheese, but having that space.
Very valuable. Yeah. So the revenue model just changed dramatically with that idea.
Right.
And the cost structure as well. Anybody else? We're trying to figure out revenue models here. How is your business making money?
We all need to make money, right?
Go ahead.
Just so that I can differentiate between the revenue and the cost.
Yeah.
So the revenue, it says, what are you selling that solves this problem and generates revenue? So for me, it would be like tickets to events the dinner event that I'm putting on.
Right.
Okay. And then the cost is what each person is paying.
No, it'd be like the cost if there's physical tickets there, or if you're running ads on a specific platform, or if you have to pay for some sort of yes. Right. Exactly. Right.
In other words, I know my parents did a lot of catering stuff. The cost per person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want a number, or do you just want to know how we're generating the revenue?
The more details you can get, the better your output will be at the end of this cohort. The more formalized your business plan will be. Yeah. Elnetta, what's your revenue model like?
Oh, that's what I was just telling her. I said I necessarily don't sell anything. I really don't go out and sell. It just comes to me, so I need to,
So what was her unfair advantage?
She's everything.
I'll never.
No.
We call her Nikki, by the way. We don't.
Nikki?
She treats her clients like family. That's
Yeah.
Okay, that was one of them. The other one was the customer referral program.
Yeah, personal assistance.
So how does the revenue model change with the customer referral program? Have you guys heard of affiliate marketing?
Mm-hmm.
So how does that model work?
I don't know what that is. But referrals, I feel like referrals work better, because one thing I learned with massage is nobody likes for their friend to find out that they stood you up or they were acting inappropriate. So as a massage therapist, if I have word of mouth, if somebody refers somebody to me, that person is most likely to come on time, and pay and act appropriate.
Yeah.
Versus if you just get somebody random off the Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. This is
talking about pairing business, like another business that might supplement the service she's offering?
Not necessarily. So I want to answer Brandy. So Brandy, what you offered her is her strength in her business. So when we go over SWOT in the future, that will be a strength of hers. But with the customer referral program, if we're looking through the lens of how it makes money, you could have a referral program similar to an affiliate marketer.
As many people as you bring in, you get a sort of discount. They might get a discount.
Exactly.
Like that.
Like your windows are free this month.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about like when I did that before when I give them like 10% off. Like
Exactly.
The fifth cleaning is like
right.
50% off.
So what you do, what you've already done with that is you've lowered your costs because you don't have to market, you know, but you're increasing your revenue because you have word of mouth.
Giving them incentives.
Exactly.
And then, I was like, old money, and the old money, they talk.
Right.
They ain't on social media, they ain't doing all that.
Right.
Like they're in those places early in the morning, coffee shops, in the grocery stores, doing all that. So that's my channel.
That's your right. There you go. I love those eureka moments.
Do you use Square at all?
Who else? Got a few minutes left.
So I have a program, it's a 33 program, so it's $3,337 for 7 weeks, but it like cost me $50 per client because I am the product.
Okay. So how'd you come up with your revenue model?
I wrote the number 333. So
okay.
Cash change. And revenue, but the numbers. So just putting them through like change from the very beginning, from when you set that credit.
Sure. Okay. We'll have to talk more about that, but I have some strategies that we can walk through.
Okay.
Go ahead.
For my revenue, I put relief.
Yeah.
I'm selling relief because most of the time, if you are coming to get a massage, you're coming you know what I mean? You're coming because you want that relief or you want that as part of your training or whatever it is.
Is that her revenue model?
It would be like her services.
Right, the solution.
She's selling her services, the massage, but also any of the other add-ons or the energy work or whatnot would be.
That's right.
The services.
So how are you charging for that service is the revenue model.
Okay.
I think what is that? Your unfair advantage is the relief part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next level relief.
Absolutely.
Ooh, next level relief.
Damn.
That's your elevator pitch. We got 2 minutes left, guys. Go ahead.
So I have my pricing model, but people pay for my time either in the form of a monthly sort of meeting fee or a package fee or a one-off meeting fee.
Is this something you've already validated? Like you have? Okay, great.
I charge for it, and I offer discounts up to 15% based on different statuses, whether they're unemployed, whether they're students, whether they're graduate students, veterans. And as for costs, I mostly pay for like Canva, Wix, things that I use to market myself, and transportation.
Great. So you can really go ahead.
I was just saying it's hard for me to figure out my cost as a film production company, especially owning most of the equipment. Some of it is on loan. So would that loan be cost?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a liability. Yep.
Yeah.
So what I want to teach you right before we end is this term called divergent information. And so Jennifer's already had a validated revenue model. So you would look at her revenue model and say, how can I apply what she's already doing to my business, which is in a completely different industry? And if you use ideas from other industries to create something new, that's using divergent information, and you can create such a great unfair advantage like her revenue model that's using referrals. Ten seconds left.
Yay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.